Tangaroa, 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 sailing the Tangaroa.
He's on.
This fear in my head has been there for too long. We sleep now with the light on, but shadows make shapes in the light, and I don't know what they might be.
We're anchored in Stevenson's channel at the moment. It's one of the biggest channels in the Monties and it's pretty unreal. Yeah, it's just massive. And we're staying here for a few days and then we are moving up to Vodka Beach to then depart Montebello Islands and go to Dampier. This is from the other side of Stevenson's channel. There's all sandbanks throughout the channel, but there's all this deep, beautiful water as well. Dries out over there, just inside where we are. Cool anchorage.
That I'll be alright, and for a second it feels like I believe it, 'cause I forgot the way that I felt. I'm just trying to be brave.
The night shift. Getting adventurous. Free. So we're just sort of doing the right speed and got the right amount of power just to sit right in the groove of these little chop lines running through the boarding. We're just constantly surfing at 8 to 10 knots. Really fun. And we've got the tide with us too, so that's helping. Well, yesterday we arrived in the morning after a night sail from the Montebellos. We're finished there. We had to drop Brie into Dampier, so we've done that this morning, and then we've jumped on this bit of wind. It's blowing southwest, and we've got the tide in our favour, and we're just entering the Flying Foam Passage, which sounds really radical, but I think it's named after a ship called Flying Foam. But it's a very tidal passage, and so we had to sort of take the opportunity and kick Brie off the boat early in the morning. Not that we wanted to get rid of her, she's an amazing chick and we had the best time with her. But she's off on another adventure, she's heading to Indo, so that's pretty cool, pretty good plan B. And her plan C is Mexico, so she's going to have a pretty epic year, I reckon. And she spent a month and a half with us out the Ningaloo Reef, Montebello Islands, Exmouth. She's been on the boat for a while, so she's had a pretty good time, I think.
There's no waves.
We got really good waves. She was my surf buddy. But when the surf got a little bit too big for Han, I had Bria there and she was charging. Unreal. She was paddling into some bombs out the Monties. I was very impressed.
Bye, Breezer.
See you, Brie. We love you.
What's the plan now then?
So we're sailing over to, I don't know, I call it Port Walcott, but I think it's like Point Sampson, and I don't know, it's got a few names, but anyway, a heap of my buddies drive tugs and engineers and deckies on big tugboats for the shipping iron ore out of there. So I've been saying to them for the last 3 years when we've been on this coast, when I come through I'll come and see them, and just started their swing back at work, so hopefully we'll have a good visit and a barbecue and a catch up, and then we're going to push on from there. We're going to push on to Broome and try and get up and get a bit of the season, or the rest of the season in the Kimberley I suppose, before coming back down. So anyway, that's the loose plan, subject to change at any minute. At the moment we're having a pretty good time. That's 9 9.6, 9.9.
Oh, I didn't make 10?
Not quite 10.
Flying Foam Passage in the Dampier Archipelago is named after a 33-ton coastal schooner which disappeared without a trace in 1872. This passage is extremely tidal and the colours through this area are really beautiful. We had a fantastic sail through here. We came across Sam's Island located in Dampier and completely fell in love with it. Sam, a Yugoslavian, came to Australia in the 60s and settled in the Pilbara. His first visit to the island was aboard a raft lashed together with 44-gallon drums. The story goes, a fierce storm blew up and Sam was stranded for several days. This was the beginning of Sam's love affair with the island. Living and working on his island, he started constructing a castle, building layer after layer of rock walls. His work continued even after breaking his back. Rio Tinto gave Sam a 99-year gentleman's lease and he lived the rest of his life on the island with his cat Tiger.
We're at Sam's Island. He's built this awesome setup. Love all the shells up there.
That's my favourite.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. His grave's over there with his cat, which outlived him on the island, which is awesome. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, this is amazing, this joy.
But yeah, it's quite nice, this island. Not a bad place to build a little home, hey?
What do you reckon, Luca?
Pretty average. No, it's awesome. Pirate cove.
I know, I want to move in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love you, next to you forever. 'Cause when I'm with you, I feel at home.
Keep going. I'll give it a push.
Give me a push. Oh, my feet don't grip. They're too dry.
Keep going. Keep going.
You can do it!
That's it. That's all I can do now.
I feel like Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Oh, you're going there. You know what?
I got a bit to go there, Luca.
So this is the entrance to Sam's port. He's got a few different dwellings and this, oh my god, I love it.
We find ourselves in a place with all.
Yeah, well, it's not all smooth sailing on Tanga. We broke our front beam the other day, which was pretty disappointing. Yeah, so anyway, we're in Dampier for some repairs. We're going to fix it. We've got the problem sort of solved, and cause of the break, there's no rot in the beam or anything. It was when I was pretty green on the boat, we weren't very bridle savvy at the time when we were anchoring, and we left it in Albany for a winter on a mooring and it hung off the bowsprit. That front beam is not really designed to take like those sort of loads for that sort of time, so we believe we already had a fracture in it. So it was bound to happen at some stage, and we're just lucky it happened where it did, because we're in a really good place to fix it. We're going to do a temporary splint on it. Got a big piece of angle iron steel which is going to hopefully splint it so we can still sail the rest of this sailing season, and not too much will be lost. We've aborted going any further north from here. We're basically going to sail back down, and then we're going to rebuild the beam back down in Shark Bay. Yeah, that's the way it's going to be. So
Now you've got to fall.
it'd be nice to have one drop.
You know what? I reckon that is almost good.
By the time it,
By the time
because
you
we've pulled a lot of material out, and there's 10
Yeah.
mil play.
Yeah, one more pull maybe. Maybe up a little bit.
You know, sometimes I only get it that good, you know.
Through the dark.
So this is the beam repair that we have done on the Tanga. It's really solid actually. We had to spend some extra time in Dampier for the repairs, so we went to check out some great Aboriginal rock paintings in the Burrup Peninsula. This area has the highest concentration of rock art in the world, and some are estimated at being 30,000 years old.
After repairing our beam in Dampier, we decided we weren't going to pursue it going any further north into the Kimberley that late in the season. The repair took up a couple of weeks of our time. We sat in Dampier for some bad weather also. And then we headed back out to the Montebello Islands and figured we'd spend a month there and before heading back down the Ningaloo coast.
We are just anchored at a wave called Platforms. We've brought the tinny out here 3 times now to check it. And it's a hell mission with the tinny. It's about 4 miles or 5 miles from the anchorage that we were at. So we decided to bring Tangaroa out this time and anchor off of the wave. We're in about 12 metres of water. It's a little bit rolly, but James is out there. I've just dropped him off. He's surfing by himself because there's no one else out here that wants to surf. We've been anchored down at a place called Claret Bay. We've been there before, but briefly, and we came back here to check out more of the south end of the Monties, and it has been amazing. There's lots of little islands dotted around the place down the south. A friend told us about this cave on a little island out in the lagoon, and that was amazing. We checked it out today, went for a dive, got a tusky and a coral trout because we have been fish deprived for about 2 weeks because we were stuck in Dampier. The weather has been so incredible, glass offs, and we just thought we'd come out to the wave on the way back up into the middle of the Monties.
That I was playing with you, so you weren't ready and I understand now. But babe, fragile love's not meant for two. I picked you up at 3 a.m. You were drunk and I was just a little lonely. My brain said yes, and like my heart, oh, I'd rather cut my losses than to give myself to you. Like a battleship in open war, I'll be going down with you. I'd rather cut my losses than to give myself to you. You left me in pieces with memories for two.
Next time on Sailing Tangaroa.
What do you got there?
Some blue bone. They're one of my favourite fish. We're off. We're leaving the Monties. There is some strong easterlies coming, which is great for us to head down the coast. Happy birthday, darling! What a magic setting.
She couldn't say no on my birthday.
I couldn't, and with these waters, look at this!